Welcome back. Community members continue to demand answers after the death of 14-year-old Gavin Knupp. Almost 3 months later, and there's still no arrests. 47 ABC's Jordan Kudish sat down with Maryland State Police to find out where the case stands now. She joins us now live from Gavin's memorial in Berlin. Now, Jordan, the big question many people want to know is why haven't there been any arrests?
Yeah, Rob, that's the question that community members continue to ask. In fact, this was the spot where Gavin was hit and killed. And every day, community members, family members come to this memorial and they say prayers and things of remembrance and remembering his life. And until they find those answers, they want to remind those that are responsible that they're not going anywhere until justice is served. It's been 91 days since the death of 14-year-old Gavin Knupp. 91 days without a named suspect or arrest. An investigation sparking a frenzy of emotions, a demand for answers, and calls for prayers. It all started July 11th.
The preliminary investigation at the time indicated that this 14-year-old exited the passenger side of his vehicle and crossed the street for reasons we weren't sure of at the time, and then came back as he was coming towards the vehicle that he had exited from is when he was struck.
Gavin's mother telling me the teen asked his sister to pull over after he saw a deer head on Gray's Corner Road. A quick picture, and it would be the last captured photo of him alive. Police say the car never stopped and left the scene. Later identified as a dark-colored 2011 Mercedes C300. It wasn't until days after the accident that Maryland State Police found the suspected vehicle. So this happened July 11th, and then 6 days later is when the car was found by police. Did you guys get a tip from neighbors?
Thankfully, we had witnesses contact our investigators who were able to lead us to the vehicle.
It's evidence that you'd expect would break the case wide open. But police say they're lacking two major things: a confession and surveillance footage.
They're trying to link somebody behind that wheel to that vehicle. Just because they know the owner of that vehicle does not mean the owner was behind the wheel at the time of the incident.
While they tell me fingerprinting was a part of the initial investigation, they wouldn't confirm to me whose prints were found. What they did share is some contributing factors in that crash.
Alcohol, speed, distracted driving, all of those contributing circumstances are certainly a part of this investigation.
Police say they found damage to the driver's side rearview mirror and a broken headlight. But what about DNA evidence? That's something they wouldn't share at the time of the interview. It's part of an investigation MSP spokesperson Elena Russo tells us is still ongoing.
It's not like you see on TV. These crimes can be solved within an hour. It takes days upon days and search warrants upon search warrants.
Russo tells me fatals of this nature take time, especially with the limited evidence.
Hit and run crashes truly rely heavily on witness information. That's how they got to the Mercedes. So now we really need somebody to come forth and call our investigators. Our investigators realize the family members and the community want answers, but they want to give them the right answer. And they want to be sure that they do a complete and thorough investigation before it's handed over to the state's attorney.
And while Gavin's family, friends, and the surrounding community waits on those answers, investigators ask for patience and confidence that they are actively working to get this case solved. It's a sentiment echoed by a statement released last month from the Knupp family, where they said they met with the state's attorney's office and believe those responsible for Gavin's death will be held accountable to the fullest extent of the law. Now, this memorial is just a very small part of remembering who Gavin was. In fact, I actually had the opportunity to speak with his family and friends who describe him as funny and a go-getter. And tomorrow, on the 3rd month of his passing, it'll mark the anniversary of his passing. We're going to share that story with you and how family members describe his life and who Gavin truly was. For now, reporting live in Berlin, Jordan Kudish, 47 ABC WMDT.
Yeah, Jordan, thank you. Now, if you know anything about what happened, police are urging you to call them. Your tips can remain anonymous. Reach out to Corporal Kevin Moore with the Maryland State Police Crash Team. That number is 410-819-4721.